I spent most of my life in prison. It was all drug related, just bad choices and a lot of defiance. 25 years later, I was very, very sick. In fact, the doctor said that, I was just going to die of cirrhosis of the liver and hepatoma, which is cancer of the liver. I've been a drug user since I was a little kid, and I was pretty much trying to just end my life. I didn't know that God had a bigger plan for me. My life was just getting ready to start. I had no idea at all. I was really jaundiced when I first came in. I was really yellow. And I asked him for prayers, just for me not to feel so sick. I never really thought that God would heal me. One day after I was going to church, I probably only been here about 3 or 4 weeks, and I woke up one morning and I wasn't sick. It was the first time, for a long time. Well, somehow, not somehow, God took it away. It's like, I don't have it no more. They kept checking my blood and it kept coming up clean, I remember I came in and told Pastor Brandon that my doctor had flipped the paper over when I was in there, and they circled the liver like of a perfect liver, and they said, "This is what your liver looks like today." And I'm like, well, how can that be? I had cirrhosis of the liver, and they're like, they said, "I don't know what you've done, Ray, but whatever you did, keep on doing it, and we can keep treating you," and I'm like, well, okay. So I'm not doing anything but going to church. They said, well, keep going. So I kept coming to church, and I kept praying, and it's because of Jesus, there's no doubt. There's no other way it could have possibly happened. I did nothing else, nothing. And when I prayed, I never believed Jesus would heal me. I really didn't. I prayed for him to help me not be so sick, but I don't know. I don't deserve it. Everybody that sees me knows. They're like, "Ray, you're completely different. You ain't even the same person," which is true. I was raised in prison. I did 28 years in prison, and I used to be like a pretty mean person. I wasn't very nice at all. I wasn't nice to people. I just wasn't. I was a really defiant person that just did all kinds of bad stuff, and it was all drug related. Everything I did. And I've never did any drug that gets me as high as Jesus. I'm gonna tell you right now, it can't happen. My kids, I bring them to church sometimes. Like when my kids are worshiping with me, I don't know if you've ever seen them in church, but they usually both got their hands up and singing, and sometimes they're even crying with me. I don't know why. I'm okay with it now. I used to be really ashamed of what happened to me as far as me being abused and being a drug addict and being this and being that. But that stuff's gone. I'm not just a drug addict. I am a child of God, and through the church, I finally learned it.